Man sagt uns ja wieder Schnee und auch wieder Frost voraus. So, alles Gute und beste 73 aus Meschede-Remlinghausen. Hier war DK1K BP. Tschüss.
Jawohl, tschüss. Dann geht's zum Hubert mit einem ganz lieben Gruß an die Gisela. DJ3 ist vernünftig.
Ja, DJ3, Yankee Papa. Ja, dir noch alles Gute zum Geburtstag. Lass dir von der Gisi eine schöne Torte machen oder lieber ein Schwarzbrötchen. Würde ich lieber essen. Alles Gute und Dankeschön, hast du wieder hervorragend hingekriegt. Und am 17. bist du wieder da, habe ich irgendwie, glaube ich, mitgekriegt. Das heißt also in der nächsten Woche, dann wollen wir hoffen, dass das wieder einigermaßen klappt. Das war's aus Meschede, ich bin da noch ein bisschen standby, rundherum schönes Wochenende. DJ3 Yankee Papa.
Jawohl, genau so sieht's aus. Ja, wie gesagt, auf unserer FFR-Seite ist das Saft.
C'est ça que je dis, tu es un très bon vendeur. Ich bin um 8:30 vom Ort. It's a massive saving, isn't it? So I can afford to, do an hour's drive south from here down to Wren, and go and have lunch down there and come back. It's only coffee just under €2, So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Anyway, back to you, Alan. You take it, Alan, then put it back to me, and then we'll keep trying to bring Brian in so he can hear him, okay? Yeah, okay, Gary. I wonder if Paul comes on the Saturday. There was something on the television I was watching yesterday, and it was something from the past. And I thought, what are they talking about? And then there's a penny drop what it was. And the doctor said I was going to put it to Paul and see if he, what he's got to say about it. But we'll see anyway. But yeah, if you want the name of that injection, I'll send it to you, Gary. Let us know. Yeah, Brian. Sorry. I knew somebody was there, but I was, I'm surprised that, I was quite surprised that it wasn't you. Or well, it was you, wasn't it? I'll forget it. No, I'll send those pictures of the sort of devastation down the road that we had. But yesterday I just stayed indoors all day. It was just rain all day, and just horror and sleet as well. We had some sleet come down, so it wasn't a very nice day at all. So I just stayed in, didn't even take the rubbish out. I'm still in the kitchen to go out today. The only trips I made out was out the back door and quickly jumped into the shack. So that was that. Right, okay. I can see on the. Isn't it funny, these cameras? They light everything up. I mean, it looks on my camera now. It looks as though it's daylight, but when you look out the window, it's pitch black. So it's marvellous what this infrared or something does. It looks as though you've got a blue sky, but when I look out the window, it's black. Funny, isn't it? Right, over to you, Gary. Oh, by the way, the plug arrived yesterday. Came about 7 o'clock last night from the accessory plug. So I'll wire that up today, but and I'll plug it in, and depending on what the weather's like, we'll see how it goes. But I thought, I'll buy a plug because it's easier, just do it, put the wire in on it in the shack, and then go outside and just plug it into the thing. So that's so I'll give that a go. Round to you, Brian, if you can hear me from G4YFP and the group. G4YFP and 5G3C. Yeah, I think you're on the Nantwich SDR, and I'm telling you direct, Alan, just about. Okay, Peter, well, thank you for giving me a call. I was doing it on this morning. Don't work too hard clearing that snow. Sounds like you've got the machine to do the job. Just so you get it cleared before it gets wet, because I know those machines don't like wet, heavy snow. It needs to be, you know, nice and light and fluffy so we can pick it up and blow it out of the way. So we don't have need for that here. We'd only probably use one of something like that probably once every 10 years. So I'll just rely on the old-fashioned method, Peter, with a shovel and a bit of elbow grease and get stuck in and done. But so we had a bit of snow early in the week, but it was really nothing. Just a normal brush, a normal broom, and swept it off the path so it wasn't too slippery. And where it impacted slightly, a slight sprinkling of salt on it, it's certainly gone. So wasn't too bad at all. But a bit parts of the UK have had quite a bit of snow, and people were getting stranded and stuck. So, but it doesn't last too long here. It's gone within you know a few days. We're up a little bit further south, and this time of year the sun still has a little bit of heat left in it. So if the sun comes out, you know, it certainly can get rid of the snow quite quickly. we had it warmed up here, and overnight all the snow disappeared. It started raining and just dissolved all the snow away, Peter. So it's just cold and damp, and would prefer it bright and sunny and you know, -5, -6. I would with it the temperature we're having at the moment. Just all the dampness hangs in the atmosphere, and it seems to suck the heat out of your body, Peter. Anyway, 73s, enjoy your cabin, and hopefully you've not got too many rodents in the traps, and we'll hopefully talk to you another day. But no signal here with me this morning. LA2PIA, Mike 0, Charlie Hotel Kilo. Thanks, Peter.
Oh, my pleasure, Andy. Stay safe, and yeah, watch your back if you have to shuffle the snow there. It can be tricky. Anyway, 73s and take care from Norway. This is LA2PIA signing off until with Mike 0, Charlie Hotel Kilo. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 73s, Peter. Thanks for the chat, and talk to you another morning. Bye-bye.
Sierra Mike 3, Uniform Whiskey Zulu.
Sugar Mike 3, Uniform Whiskey Zulu. Good morning, Lars. Nice to hear you on this morning. Name here is Andy. QTH here is about 55 kilometres north of the university city of Cambridge. I'll give a report on the next over, SM3 UWZ, Mike 0, Charlie Hotel Kilo.
Ah, nice to hear you again. I haven't been that active, so awful, I got sick, so I've been up and about for 4 days now, so it's getting better. And I thought I'd give you a call there, Andy. So you're going pretty strong here, 5 and 9. And I guess you're using the dipole. So I had a little bit of a conversation with there from Norway. I don't think I'm not sure about this. It's cool.
Ja, danke, Heinz. Dann grüße ich nochmal den Jan. Das scheint vorhin nicht übergekommen zu sein. Ganz schöne Grüße Richtung Schneekoppe und grüß mir deine Nadja. Und dann grüße ich auch noch den Ralf. Schöne Grüße an die Ostsee.
It's less than €2. And, you know, I would find it a pleasure driving down there while they're getting back to your plug on the back of your car. Well, it's very simple, really. If you've got a socket on the back of the car that's just for like a trailer, you know, to tow a trailer, that sort of thing, it's not got the same electrics on it as if it's for like a caravan, you know, full electric sort of thing. And you can normally tell that by the amount of pins you've got on the socket. But the reason that you've got a 12-volt supply on there permanently is because they use it to supply the fridge in a caravan. If you were towing a caravan, it would have a fridge in it, and you want to keep the fridge on even when you stop somewhere. So that's what it's all about. And you're using the two connections that are the 12 volts on all the time, which are normally there for the fridge. But like you said, I think the other day, they do that now for doing batteries, don't they, on trailers that have batteries all on charging. that sort of thing. Anyway, I'll just wait one more round until the signals come right up and you're hearing me good, and then I'll tell you a little story that Marianne was telling me yesterday that seemed a bit odd about one of their relations has gone a bit bonkers. Round to you, Brian, and yeah, the reason the cooker didn't arrive, Alan, was because the firm that are bringing it, they were snowed in at their depot and couldn't get the vans out or something of that nature. They blamed it on the weather, so that was the reason he didn't get the cooker, but they booked it for next Friday. So just QSB in the message there. M5BJC, Fox 5 ELO with a break for you, Paul, if you're around.
Fox 5 ELO, M5BJC, you're coming now, Gary.
Yeah, good morning, Chief OTC.
5 and 9 plus now, so
Yeah, stand by, Paul, we got you. Brian's talking.
there we are with that. But yeah, they said that the too bad, and they decided that what we were doing is a little bit, which is too dangerous with the road, so you know. Fair enough, but they just so the boat that was going to come and do it actually, who was the cash fitter bloke, about the sitting on the wall, you know, the cooking to pull off, and he was flipping it. So I've warned him about that, and he said that he'd probably come. He said he's going to come Wednesday. Oh, okay, next Wednesday. Then we had a message, he said to get a message. There we go. So we had that. Then a bit later on in the day, we had another message saying it was right, so it looks like stable delivery day now is next Friday. So we're going to have another bloody week. So what I think it's just been a bloody game trying to get this cook, you know, all sorts of things to make time to come, but anyway, that's fine. But it's just, you know, when you order it, I mean, we ordered it early December, you know. You come up strong. Okay, about the 53 hours. How far did you get miles, Gary, there for the just standard like you yeah, how many miles is it there from Gary? That'd be interesting. I hope you, Alan, I hope you know, G4YFP from M5BJC.
Yeah, no problems, Brian. All Q5 now, and good morning to Paul. I'll pass it to you in a tick. Yeah, okay on everything there, Brian. I thought you, I thought you bought a new cooker when you bought the place you're in. Didn't you buy a new cooker then, or did you? Oh, hang on, maybe you took the one from the other. Yeah, I don't know. I thought, what did you did buy something new? Was it the fridge or something? You know, when you moved into that place, or was it a cooker and the Doreen didn't like it? Don't know, something like that. Anyway, over to you, Paul. I've got a question to ask you, so have your technical hat on. It may not be technical, it's just confusing. But I'll worry about that on the next over. Around to you, Paul, and on to pass it over to Gary, I guess. Let's hear from you, from G4YFP.
Yeah, G4YFP and the group G4ATT. Good morning, Alan. Good morning to Gary and Brian. And I'm getting all of you direct. Brian, you're very weak, so I've got on the web SDR. and to Gary, you're the strongest one. Anyway, I've been playing around with a thing called CatSync, and the guy should now synchronise my radio, stuff like that, to web SDR. And so I can select, for example, I'm on Hack Green, and when I change the mode or the frequency and stuff like that, it also changes on the Hack Green as well. Brilliant. That means I've got the facility sorted out now for running it on my laptop on remote, so I can now bring up the web SDR and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's what I've been playing with. It's 1.2 degrees outside. It's dark. I haven't been outside, but I guess it's a bit damp. We've been pretty lucky. We didn't get any of the storm. We had a little bit of wind, but and a bit of rain, but it wasn't too bad.
But I see that up in Manchester, Nottingham, had loads of snow and things according to the weather forecast. So, yeah, we're pretty lucky. So, no problems at all. Fox 5 Yellow in a group. Oh, by the way, have you got your, has Debbie come back and fixed your glasses? Fox 5 Yellow in a group, G4HC.
Yeah, okay, Fox 5 Yellow return. You know, I got them sorted out yesterday, so I'm back on. It was a hell of a storm blowing off one of the arms of my glasses there. Anyway, I've got the dog on my knee. I'm sat in the comfy chair here in front of the fire, but he doesn't like the idea of me taking stop stroking him to press the transmit button on the phone. So he's nudging me with his nose, you know, saying, leave that alone, talk to me, you know. Anyway, listen, I was going to tell you this story. It's a bit complicated to get your head around, so I'll probably have to explain it several times. But I went down to Marianne's yesterday, and she was telling me at Christmas they had a bit of a to-do on, because all the family were around there, and there's various families, you know, because there's, I don't know, all the family, but there's quite a lot of different people. But anyway, this uncle, or some member of the family, anyway, what he did over the year, he'd been going around to all these members of the family's houses, and I'm not really explaining this really quite well, actually, but it was just like your father-in-law coming around and having a cup of tea and then going away, that sort of thing, you know. But anyway, he went round to all the houses and stole, you know, little items, you know, like a little ornament or something of that nature. Anyway, he did this from sort of like January all through the year, going around, you know, every time he went to visit someone, he acquired something. And anyway, on Christmas, the thing that the French normally do is they all gather round and give all the presents out, you know, all at the same time sort of thing. Everybody has the presents, whatever. Anyway, not only did he acquire these bits and bobs, but he then wrapped them up and gave them as presents to other members of the family. Bear that in mind, other members of the family. So when they started opening their presents, they were saying, oh, you know, I used to have a key ring like this, or, you know, I used to have a tea strainer like this, or I had a kettle like this once, you know. And it turned out it was their kettle. So there was a bit of a to-do about that. So I don't know whether he did it as a joke or he's gone a bit doolally. Round to you, Brian, M5BJC, Fox 5 VLO.
Yeah, Fox 5 VLO, M5BJC. That sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? So he went round to visit all the relations, and while they were looking, he stole something. And then he gave it to the presents. Oh, bloody hell. How weird is that, eh? I mean, you just imagine, you know, if you're all together and he opens something up. You look across while they're only knitting, and that looks, I had something exactly like that. You know, and then somebody else will think, something like that. Oh dear, mate, what a weird thing that is, eh? I wonder if he did do it. Do it because he'd gone doolally, or did he do it as a bit of a joke? Anybody notice? Weird, that is, isn't it? Weird. Does that mean he's got no money then, I suppose? Perhaps he hasn't got no money, I don't know. Anyway, it's gone down to minus 1.8 degrees now. It's going colder. So there we are with that. Anyway, yeah, it's a bugger about the cooker, isn't it? But never mind. Oh no, it was when we moved in, it was a brand new cooker. There was a brand new cooker in here when we moved in, but Doreen, for some reason she don't like it. I don't know why, because the new one's no different. Well, say the new one's a different colour. The new one's wider, because this one, the gap was wider than what the cooker was. So there's two widths of a cooker, isn't there? I think there's 100 wide, the new one, and I think the old one was at 550 or no, 500 was it? No, I think it was 500 wide. So yes, so the original one was 500 wide, and this is 600 wide now, the new one, which is the width of the gap, which I did have to open up a couple of mil. You remember, I told you I had to. Which is probably why they didn't put the wide cooker in the first place. I don't really know. Anyway, she just didn't like it, and she just decided she wanted a new cooker. So, you know, it's only like us having a new radio or something, isn't it? When we've got a perfectly good radio that works fine, we just fancy something else. So she fancied one, she bought it with her own money. So,
You know, so that's that. It's just getting the damn thing is the problem. Anyway, so the trucker that they're going to take away is a bloody good cooker, you know. So he's only like a year and a bit old. Anyway, there we are. That's that. Anyway, yeah, over to you then, Alan. Everybody's sort of come up now. You're a bit weak with me, Paul, but I'm sure you'll be stronger now. Anyway, over to you, Alan. C4YFP from M5BJC.
Okay, Brian. Well, I'm sure that cooker won't be dumped. It'll be sold, you know, probably from the person that collects it and puts it in his van. It's probably still a current model, and he'll make a few bob out of that, because I think those sort of cookers are more expensive than a cooker that's going to work on natural gas. So, okay on this relative, Gary, or Debbie's relative, or not, mucking around with the presents. But it's a bit funny that, because obviously he's planned it, hasn't he? He's planned it some time in advance to do that. You know, that's it. One can only think that to do that then, say, you know, several months ago, it's sort of malicious, isn't it? To do what he did to give a present to a different relative that he'd taken from another one, almost looks as though he's trying to create a war between the families. But no, I just think there's something going on there. But I suppose he's French, isn't he? And that explains it, doesn't it? Anyway, all very interesting. The question I got for you. Not so much a question, but what do you make of this? Last night, I turned on Delhi a bit early to watch the 6 o'clock news. And there was a programme on called Pointless. And I hate it. I hate this programme because to me it's just pointless. And I really hate it because I don't understand, I can't answer any of the questions they ask, and they're all too bright. You know, I think how do these people accumulate all this useless information? But anyway, one of the questions was HTML colours, and the contestants had to name HTML colours that were used in the code. I thought, hang on a minute, HTML, and then the penny dropped. HTML, called Hypertext Markup Language. And I thought, well, hang on, there's no way that these contestants can know the colours that were used in the HTML code. And I was really confused about that, and I said to Joe, I said, hang on, there's something funny with that, it just don't make sense. Because you're not going to get the average man in the street that knows anything about HTML. I mean, I used to muck around with it years ago, writing scripts and things, and I thought, well, you know, would you know, now don't look it up, Paul, but would you know the colours in the HTML language? So with that, I'll pass it over to you, G4HEC, G4YFP in the group.
He's talking about Alan.
G4YFP in the group, G4HEC. Okay, well, pointless. Yeah, I quite like that, and I find a lot of the questions quite straightforward. But anyway, HTML colours, yes, I do know that, and when you're actually designing web pages, it's I don't think quite so much these days, but certainly early on, it had to be what they call web safe colours, because the colours were limited to I think 64,000 colours, maybe less. I can't remember exactly now, but yeah, you got the red, green, and blue. So you got the seven, you got these sort of the 8 colours that you're supposed to use, and the browsers themselves couldn't render the colours properly. So yeah, I'd be interested to know. I have to go and find out what their question was exactly. And but yeah, I could answer that one, Alan. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Flash sod. no, but I mean that was the question, and it came up on the screen as HTML colours, and they just wanted to name, you know. But what my point was general members of the public, and because I mean the contestants would take, you know, not knows specific, no particular subject with them. You know, they're just members of the public that sort of do good on quizzes. And I just thought with that, it was a bit too technical, unusual for a question. And that's what it came up with, HTML colours on the screen. And they had to name the colours, and one of them, of course, at the end of it all, the four groups of contestants all mentioned a colour, and asked whether it was just pot luck. But one come up with a pinky colour, and that was accepted, because it's all about who can get the least numbers, you know, that countdown type thing, isn't it? To start off with 100 points and what's left into it, and the winners are those that have lost the least points or gained the least points or something weird. But no, it was on last night, so you should be able to get it on some sort of catch up. But that was it. Just HTML colours, and you know, it certainly took me back a few years. You know, when I used to, you know, design web pages, and I used to use HTML. But of course now I don't believe they use that at all, do they? It's something else now. It's easier, I think, now. Right, okay, so that's that, Paul. Quickly back to you.
Yeah, from G4HC. Right, okay, I actually know where you're going. So you didn't want the RGB hex values and stuff. So basically it's the code that you put in the HTML when you do the colours. So you've got like your red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, and then you've got orange, and a few others as well. So yeah, okay. I actually understand it. But as you say, unless you actually do these things, you wouldn't really know at all, would you? And so that was a bit difficult. Presumably, I wouldn't have thought it had been with the 4 bunch of contestants. I would have thought it would be nearer the 3 or the 2, maybe. But anyway, I don't know. I'll actually watch it. Actually, reminding me, well, the program I watched last night was the Great Storm of 1987. And that certainly brought back some memories that I remember all that. And actually a couple of days before my birthday, in 87. Anyway, so that was an interesting program. What else? There was something I was going to mention. I can't think what it was. Okay, I was a cocker there, Brian. And you want something a bit wider and different colour and whatever. And okay on them being snowed in, not surprised. But a bit of a pain that you have to wait until another week before you get it installed. But certainly you're taking a while, isn't it? I think I've about covered it. I think for the moment, 5 yellow with a group G4HC.
Yes, okay, Fox 5 yellow returning, and yeah, I've got no idea what you were talking about there, Alan and Paul, but I was never into computers or packet radio or anything like that. I was not into it at all. I can't remember. I remember my very first computer that a friend of mine who Will G6 DFF, the late and great, set up for me and what have you, and I remember going to the London Now web page and seeing the Great Ormond, the tram and all that malarkey on it. So it was fantastic. It was all on dial-up, you know, you used to have to wait, you know, put the question in and you know, wait half an hour for it to load up on the screen. So that was my first indication, but I know Will was well into it and would have been doing all that sort of stuff that you guys were talking about beforehand. I came up with a brainwave yesterday, you know, like one of those light-up moments, and it was to do with the storm, and it was to do with the news, and I put the 6 o'clock news on, and if it's to do with Iraq or Iran or anything like that, I'm not interested at all. And I delete it, you know, get rid of it immediately, you know, and I wanted to look at the, you know, the storms and all that malarkey. So what I did is I recorded the news, and it's a fantastic way of doing it, because you record the news, you can just, the minute they mention Iraq, you just press skip and then move on to the next item on the news, and then you get to do the weather and you know, the storms and stuff like that, and then delete, and you can watch the whole of the 6 o'clock news in about 7 minutes. And so I've put it on permanent record now, the 6 o'clock news, so that I can select any items that I don't want to watch and sort of delete them immediately. I do agree with you on that program, Pointless. I really hate that program myself. I don't like the people on it either. But you know how BBC and ITV always copy each other? I think the opposite channel has missed out on a trick there, because they normally, you know, just like Coronation Street, and then the other side will have the other side will have East Ends on. You know, they just copy each other all the time, don't they? Well, with the station with Pointless on, right, the other station should bring up a quiz show called Hopeless and air them at the same time. I think it'd be quite funny. On to you, Brian, 45 ELO.
Yeah, Fox 5 VLO and 5BJC here, yeah, okie dokie. That question about HTML, I know what HTML is. Well, I think I know. Well, I don't know. I want to know. Well, I say you know what it is. I know. I've heard the term, but I wouldn't have understood the question. I wouldn't even know what they're on about. So I wouldn't have been any good with that at all. So I'd be a bit of a dunce with that. So there we are with that. But any rate up. So that person that took all the presents out to some people. I wonder what happened with it. I wonder how it ended. I mean, surely somebody must have took it. Hang on a minute, that looks like mine, and this, that, the other. And because it was just an odd thing, people probably wouldn't even notice it had gone, would they? But once they'd seen it, they'd suddenly realise, hang on a minute, that looks like something I have. It's a bit very weird days, to do that. But any rate up, there we are. But that Pointless programme, I hate quiz programmes. I don't like any quiz programmes, really, to be honest. I just don't like them. But Doreen does, obviously, and I end up watching them because they're on the chase and all that. I mean, the chase is alright, I suppose, you know. And you try to answer some of the questions, don't you? But there's a lot of them. I mean, a lot of the questions you think, well, how the hell is a normal person ever going to know the answer to that question? You know, it'd be about somebody in about 1760, about what did he wrote about something or whatever. How the hell is a normal person going to know the answer to that question? Anyway, there we are. And the other one is Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal, Doreen likes watching. I mean, it's alright, really, isn't it? It's alright. It's quite a thing of a programme, but it's quite an interesting concept. But the thing is, the chase and the no deal, it's on every day, every single day. It's on, isn't it, apart from Saturday and Sunday? You know, just every single day is the same thing. Anyway, enough of that. Over to you then, Alan, G4YFP from M5BJC.
Yeah, okay. You know, I used to like watching Mastermind, you know, on the general knowledge questions, because some of them I could get. But when it comes to a specialist subject, well, that was difficult anyway. But I mean, this particular one, this question last night, I mean, to me, that's a specialist subject, isn't it? You're not going to. I mean, you couldn't walk. You know, the chances of finding somebody that knows anything about that, unless they're in the trade or have been involved in it, you know. And I suspect even some of the younger, you know, tech boys, you know, that are working with computers all the time. You know, if you used to ask them about HTML, you know, and doing a bit of hyperscript or something like that, they look at you and they wouldn't know what you were talking about. And yet, well, yeah, you're right, Paul. I think there's four like father and son or something, or mother and daughter or something like that, or a friend. I think there's 4 of them, isn't there? And they swap over. Is it 4 or 3? They swap over. But no, I don't like the presenters. I just cannot stand, you know, I just don't like them, any of them. But I see the bloke that was doing it for many years. He's got his own show. There is one now, and it's something where they're on trolleys or something, and it's moving across the floor, countdown or something. And I can watch that. I find that quite good. You know, the questions are a bit. I understand some of them, but no, it's just the way it is, isn't it? Right, okay, rent to you, Paul. G4HEC, G4YFP group.
Yeah, G4YFP in a group, G4HEC. Yeah, I quite like some of the quiz plays, programs and that. When we watch, what was that? only connect. And that's very frustrating because we feel pleased that we can actually answer one or two of those questions for the whole half hour. But we might enjoy them all. But anyway, yeah, okay, on that guy with the going there and pinching the little knickknacks and like, and then giving us presents, and the way you were sort of emphasised that they actually give it to the other members of the family. I must admit, I'd love to be a fly on the wall to see their reaction when they realise that the person across the table, if you like, has now got something that you treasured that has been stolen from this person. But yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, I'll be interested. I don't know. You said you don't know if it's done as a sort of like when it's gone doolally or whether it's just doing it as a joke or I don't know. But certainly it is bizarre, isn't it? There you go. Yeah, that's right. I was just reminiscing on the HTML bits and pieces because when back in it must have been the late 90s, I was actually teaching HTML web design bits and pieces for beginners at the Adult Education Centre. So people are doing a course once a week. And I was explaining all about the web colours and bits and pieces, but as you say, but it's actually moved on now because obviously, I know the hex RGB numbers for all the various colours, and I did have a quick looked it up now. There's quite a lot of colours that they tend to put in, like beige and purple and all the others. So it's certainly got quite an extensive list. You can almost pick any colour you can think of, and it will be in that list. So you don't necessarily have to know what the colours were. It's just really, basically knowing what name the colours. Teal, for example, and cyan, and so on. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that one there. So I'm not sure what I'll be doing today. I always do go around to my daughter's, and she's moved her printer from the house to the office that we did for her other half at the end of the garden, because she wanted the box room back. So I've got to put that printer onto their Wi-Fi. So that should be straightforward. Famous last words. Fox 5 Yellow in the group G4ATC.
Yeah, okay. I was just going to say famous last words there, Paul. I know what it's like. You'll go there and 3 hours later, and 400 downloads later, and it still won't be working. But anyway, I hope it goes all well for you and what have you. I'm feeling like I might go up to Sabria this morning. Actually, there's a lovely shop up there that does all like fresh vegetables, and it's a really, really, really nice shop. And I fancy going up there and getting some mushrooms and a swede and various other things, So I've got to look after myself for another week here. So and also get some fresh bread. And what else did I think I might want? But anyway, that's what I thought I might do this morning. Oh yeah, they do some really nice ham off the bone, and they'll cut it, for you, and sort of get, you get it either thin or thick slices. I like a slightly thicker slice if you were having ham, egg and chips, for instance. So I might do that. I'll have give Debbie a ring in a minute and see. We'll get permission, but I'll see what she says about it. But I've got a feeling I might do that because I think I might do that anyway. So yeah, I don't know the outcome of that thing with the presents, but his argument was that these people, he'd acquired this stuff from various members of the family over the year, and they obviously hadn't missed it. So they didn't need it, so he was just, acquiring it and then giving it to someone else. But the point was they were all opening it in the same room, so several people opened stuff and thought, well, hang on, like I say, oh, thank you very much for the present. And then the next person sat next to him and said, well, I've got one like that. Well, I did have, but I lost it back in June. And it was that sort of thing. So I'll have to have a word with Marianne and find out what the repercussions of that were, but I don't know whether it's a joke or not, really. So we'll have to wait and see. I think there's a language issue here as well, because it was the half of the family that were the French half of the family, and you know, Marianne's obviously the English side of the family, because you know, the kids are sort of married into the French, if you see what I mean. So you know, you've got all that lot to sort out, and it does become a problem actually, because, like for instance, you know, if you just take Christmas as an example, the French do Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve, where the English do Christmas dinner on Christmas Day. So, you know, one would go to one and one would go to the other. You wouldn't go to both, because it just wouldn't work out. It's quite complicated, actually. I mean, this year, for instance, as you know, we did nothing on Christmas Day itself, because we went and did the French Christmas, where we were occupied between sort of 9 o'clock at night on the Christmas Eve and 3 in the morning type thing, you know. Anyway, M5BJC, Fox 5 VLO, over.
Yeah, Fox 5 VLO, M5BJC here. Yeah, okie dokie. There, so yeah, okay about the printer there, Paul. I'm sure it'll go fine. It should. A man of your skill there will do that straight away, I'm sure. There, but anyway, there we are. But yeah, it'd be interesting to find out about that with Marianne. What happened with that? Because surely people suddenly realise, hang on a minute, I had one of them, and then somebody else say, well, that looks like mine, and it'd be interesting to see what happened there. I mean, I wonder if he did do it. I mean, he obviously plotted it over a length of time, because he obviously went to different places, different times. It's like as if it was a plan he got to do. So it would be interesting to see whether he did it as a bit of fun or something, you know, just to see whether people noticed, you know. And there we are with that, you know. But anyway, very weird. Anyway, I haven't really got much else to say. It's time for breakfast, isn't it? So, well, I know you love that car that much, Gary, that you just want to find any excuse to go a trip in it, don't you? That's it. Which don't blame you. You enjoy it, so good on you enjoying it there. And you'll wear the batteries out though, you know. Anyway, there we are. Anyway, over to you, Alan, G4YFP from M5BJC.
Okay, wear the batteries out. Yeah, I think it'll be a few years yet before that happens. But no, as Brian says, it'd be interesting to find out more about what, you know, what his motives were. I mean, how old is the bloke? I don't know. Perhaps it's a bit odd, though, isn't it? It could cause problems within the family, couldn't it? And I mean, I hope he's. I mean, what would be good to know is if he spilt the beans at the end of it all, you know, and said what he'd done. But then if, you know, I mean, the thought, had he not done that, you know, sort of owned up to it, but then there's repercussions there, because the people, if someone takes sort of exception to him doing that, they'll think, well, he's coming to my house, and he's taken this, he's stolen, if you like, he's taken whatever it is, you know, can we ever trust him again? You know, that sort of thing. So it's to stand on thin ice, I would have thought. Anyway, 730 all, thanks for the chat, been interesting this morning. I'm currently watching a boat in Germany on a river, covered in snow, and they're trying to clear the snow off the boat so they can open up the hatches to load a load of, I don't know what it is, shingle or something, or coal or something onto the boats, but they're sitting there like a mountain. So it's, but they're trying to clear the boat at the moment. So it's interesting, it's live. Good idea of what the weather's like. Right, round to you, Paul, Tidy Boat, 730 all, thanks for the chat. Round to you, Paul.
Yeah, from G4ATC, yeah, okay, okay, I enjoying watching that boat there and things. Funny enough, I was just reminded me when doing the printer, I thought, right, I want to go and download all the software and the manuals and stuff and get prepared. I know it's like, you know, you turn up and you think, well, where's this and where's that? How you got to do this? I'm going to get all my ducks in a row, as they say. And it's going to be okay. I believe that I'll be taking Sue with me, and the pair of them are going out somewhere or other and leave me to play around, sort the printer out. But I want to take my laptop and bits and pieces, and I'll probably end up using my radio remote as well, so at least I can have a bit of a play while they spend whatever the time they're doing. But anyway, right, well, enjoy your day, enjoy your Saturday, and no doubt chat with you guys in the morning. And, well, whatever it is you're doing, do it well. And okay on doing the fancy going down to Wren, I think you said there, Gary. And I must admit, obviously there's the new car, like a new toy, and at some point the novelty will wear off, but you might as well enjoy it while you can. And it's quite nice to go there and feel comfy and enjoying it. Anyway, cheers all, and talk to you soon. G480C, off and clear. Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay, 7-3, and I'm not going down to Wren today. I'm going to go down to Wren tomorrow, but I'm going to go up to maybe Sambria today and do a bit of shopping. I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm always trying out new things with it, and I love it. Anyway, catch you later, and hope the program in the printer goes okay for you, Paul. And I'll definitely be on tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm just I'm brewing a teapot full of tea. And also Debbie found yesterday. She was because she's down at Wren and she's taken advantage of having a look around the shops down there. She actually found, which is very, very rare, Paul, for France, very rare indeed, as you can imagine, the tea shop in Wren, and it sells all different teas and teapots and everything to do with tea. So you haven't opened up a shop in Wren, have you, Paul, by any chance?
No, I haven't. Back to you.
Alright, well, I'll send you the pictures, okay, but it's very rare, like you say, I mean, it wouldn't mean anything in the UK, but here in France, it's very rare because, if you go into a cafe or anywhere over here and ask for a coffee, that's not a problem at all, everyone carries on as normal. If you ask for tea, my God, the manager's called and, the alarms go off and it's a major kerfuffle, 734 round, Fox 5 ELO, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, cheers to Gary and in other countries.
And you ask for tea, they'd almost throw you out. Did anyone get the pictures I sent you on the seafront along here with all the stones and the damage? Anyone get it? I sent it to Gary and I'll put it on the clockwise now.
They were doing iced tea and it came in a pint glass with a straw. Back to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they come out with all sorts of things, the milk's warm in a jug, and it's an absolute nightmare, really, if you ask for tea over here. It's worth doing it to see them go into panic mode. Anyway, 734 round, catch you later, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, G480, off and clear.
Yeah, bye-bye all, have a good day everybody, catch you hopefully in the morning. Anyway, are you going to come on in tomorrow, Alan?
Yeah, if I wake up in time. Brian, can you have a look on WhatsApp on the clockwise net and see if you've got the pictures I sent you? There should be a lot of pictures there about the seafront. I copied and pasted them from another group, and I'd just be interested if anyone's received them, if it works.
What, you sent it from your address?
Yeah, Roger, sent it from... I copied it from this other group and pasted it and sent it onto the clockwise net and also to Gary individually. I was just wondering if you got them.
Yeah, they're here. I'm actually looking at them. All about some beach, is it? With the beach huts and I don't know what that's like. That looks like a railway sleeper.
Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah, that's just along the road, because I was saying to Gary earlier that I said there was no, yesterday I said we had no damage or anything, and apparently the road's been closed here for 2 days and it's still closed now because the beach is on the road and the cars that were parked at the side of in the curb are also in the middle of the road where the wind's blown them across. So there's been quite a lot of damage down there, but fortunately the only thing that happened here was our little food bin that we keep out the back for the council every week. That blew over. That was the only thing we had. So as I say, I haven't been out of the house and the road's closed and it's nice and quiet. How about you?
Yeah, okay. From G482. Now I've actually looked at the picture in that context. It now all makes sense, because I thought to myself, well, you're just showing a picture of a pebbled beach. and realised actually you've got the park bench or the benches in the middle, and you've got this gravel both sides. So yeah, it all makes sense now, Alan. Okay for not venturing out. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, that's the picture. Yeah, the beach is normally the road, and there's been lorries going along with bulldozers on them and sweeping lorries. So I think they're clearing it up. But I mean, it's been closed before, but not for many years. And one time it was closed for about 3 weeks while they cleared all the shingle off the road. So you go along there, it's crunchy. Okay, cheers.
Yeah, bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Chief Wait, still for clear.
Yeah, cheers all. Yeah, I've got them pictures, Alan, so I'll have a look at them. Well, I've had a look at them anyway. Yeah, there's obviously been a lot of windage going on. Anyway, cheers.
Yeah, okay, cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye, Brian. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, bye all.